But Aaron Boone, just by circumstance, I mean, the way that we developed a relationship with him was that I don't know if it was something I said on SNY or on the fan. Could have been both. I was calling Boone a data applicator, saying that he, just applies the data. One night, a caller on the overnight called and mentioned something about, applying analytics, whatever. I was like, yeah, you're right. They're not managers. They're data applicators. And then I started calling Boone that, and I think he saw it on SNY, I'm pretty sure. And it bothered him. And he reached out to Andy Martino, who he knew from covering the team, and told him, hey, tell that guy Licata, blah, 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 whatever. And then that kind of started, that was the first mention. I was like, oh, wow, Boone knows who I am. He watches or he listens to me on the fan, whatever. And then there was another incident, nothing bad, but just like one time, hey, tell him this or whatever. And I was like, why don't you just tell Boone to call me? Put him in touch with me, and we'll just do this directly instead of Andy being the middleman. And he did. And Boone, oh, I know what it was. It was that he was listening to the card game that BT and I did. That was the second thing. He got note to somebody. I don't know if it was Evan and Tiki or Marash, or it was both, and Martino. All of those guys, he was saying, he told multiple people, hey, tell those guys I want to come do that card game with them, the pull your card with BT and Sal. And then Martino put me in touch with him, and we had a good conversation. He decided to come in studio, and now the rest is great history for us. He became friendly with both BT and me, and we've had conversations with him. And then BT reached out to Boone asking him to do this live show. I was like, yeah, I'll do the live show if you want. Like, whatever, dude. Show's getting canceled, but you want to do a live show? I'm fine. If you set it up and you think people will come, I'm fine with it. Then he reached out to Boone and got Boone to commit to it. And now I was like, oh shit, this is real. It's gonna happen. So okay, I got to start getting my mind right for what we're gonna do and all that stuff. Um, so BT should get credit for facilitating that whole thing. But Boone, think about this: to take time out of his busy schedule and come down to Red Bank, New Jersey from Connecticut. I mean, that's something that we can never thank him enough for. And he did it at a time where he knew we needed it. Like, you really find out who your real friends are when, shit hits the fan and you need to. Bada booms, you like that one. When shit hits the fan and you need, some people like you just because the power of the microphone and, oh, you're on the fan and you can help me. So let me pretend that we're friends. And that is a real thing. So you really find out when you no longer have that power of the WFAN microphone who's your true friends. And Aaron Boone is certainly one of them. And the fact that he would commit to come down there and hang out with us and had no time limits. He was there early watching us do the first part of the show. He hung out on stage, came on and said, I'm here as long as you guys need me. Hung out for a meet and greet, signed some autographs for people who asked. That was not supposed to be in the plan. All of the above. So my point is, it's going to be, I may have to retire the data applicator thing at the very least, or the Yankee Department of Nerds, because I knew he was a little sensitive to that. We busted his chops about that. Even brought that up on the stage last night. I told him, tell me why I'm wrong in the analytics. And he explained all that stuff. And, saying he's less analytical with his decisions than a lot of others. But if you don't apply analytics, you're just not paying attention, which I agree with. But because he was so kind, and we're now, we've become legitimate friends, I might have to lay off on the data applicator stuff. And more importantly, because I'll be fair, I'll criticize him if he has a bad move. And Boone would criticize himself. He knows that. See, that's part of the game. We've been friends for a while, and we still criticize him. So I just say that it's harder for me. I grew up hating the Yankees. And now I love the manager of the Yankees. So there's no way I'm rooting against them. Not saying I got to necessarily root for them, especially against the Mets. I think he understands that. But I would love to see a guy who's done a lot for me personally. I'd like to see him have the ultimate success. I'm on the train back from SNY. We just did baseball night in New York. And I see Aaron Boone calling, but I couldn't pick it up because I was on the train. I'm not going to answer that. And I'm like, oh, I'm thinking he's going to bust my balls and be like, oh, sorry, dude, I can't make it tomorrow, which obviously would have ruined the entire thing. Like, they would have torpedoed everything. So I'm like, when I get in the car, I call him back, hey, Booney. And he just chews me out. Why are you saying we don't have a leadoff hitter? Just reaming me about calm down. You're getting the Sal loud voice about the leadoff hitter. and defending Trent Grisham, talking about his OPS. And I'm like, yeah, but what about in the playoffs? Like, that's the thing. Yeah, you had a nice year. You need a real leadoff hitter, like a contact guy. I know the numbers. I saw it with Grisham. That was good in the regular season. What about the playoffs? And he's like, well, it was only 4 games. I'm like, well, that's not my fault that you guys only lasted 4 games. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? You need a real leadoff hitter. So his point, and it was a good one. Like, sometimes when I just go on, I'll be like, hey, they need a leadoff hitter. They don't have one. Instead of saying it that way, I probably, and we had a good conversation for that, 10-minute, whatever conversation, but that just shows you Booney, passionate, defending his team and trying to also educate me or BT or whoever in the process. He's like, I hear the same shit from you and BT about the leadoff hitter. And then he was hearing it last night. As a matter of fact, I get to the event last night and these security guards are like, man, Yankees really need a leadoff hitter. I'm like, I know. I'm trying to tell you, just don't say it too loud because Booney might hear you. He's in the next room getting ready. So his point, and it was a good one. Trent Grisham in the regular season was a tremendous leadoff hitter for the Yankees. The OPS, whatever, you could reference all that, but we watched it. He had, what do you have, 30-something home run? I mean, a ridiculous season. My issue is that, and this is what Boone was saying, if you're going to say that you don't believe you could do it again, that's fine. And I didn't say that. I just said get a real leadoff hitter, which is not 100% the right way to say it. The way to say it is the Yankees leadoff hitter last year in the regular season was terrific with Trent Grisham. Now, he's never done that before, performed to that level, so I don't think he's going to do it again, but he was great a year ago. Can he do it again? The issue was postseason. That's where I'm looking. The regular season, the Yanks got that on lock. Like, the Yanks are on cruise control for the most part in the regular season. All right, they may hit some bumps along the road, but they're always in the playoffs. That does remind me when Boone was going through the years and talking about like which one hurt more. And, I think we were good this year and really, 2022, we were good, but got hurt last year. He was saying that was the best he thought his team was, especially because they were healthy at the end of the season into the playoffs, which made it hurt even more. And some guy in the crowd yells out, what about 2023? What happened? And that was the one year the Yankees don't make the playoffs. But for the most part, the Yankees make the playoffs every single year. So the regular season is not the issue. It's the postseason. And Grisham has, and Boone brought this up to me too. He goes, well, Grisham killed your Mets in 2022 with the Padres. Yes, I remember, Booney. I was there for that. Thank you. It's not saying he can't have success in the postseason. It's just saying that he didn't have success in the postseason when he had a great regular season, similar to what Luke Voit did in 2020. And those things prevent you from getting to and winning a World Series. When guys who perform like MVPs, and Luke Voit was the Yankees MVP in 2020. And outside of Aaron Judge, who's an MVP every year, he's fully healthy. Even if he's not healthy, he's still the MVP. If not him, Trent Grisham, arguably one of the MVPs for the Yankees. Maybe not even arguably, he was one of the MVPs of the Yankees. And that performance from the regular season into October wasn't there. And it's one of the reasons the Yankees fell short.